Like a lot of things, music has gone digital in a lot of ways. And one of the things that a lot of musicians use is called a DAW, which is a digital audio workspace. And one of the most common DAWs is called Ableton Live, which is the one that I have, but I have almost no idea how to use it. So in this video, I'm going to try to get as proficient as I possibly can at Ableton Live. So if you want to watch me create one of the best tracks ever conceived by the end of this video, you should keep watching. Or if you just want to watch me struggle really hard to try to make one of the best tracks, you should also keep watching. Now, I've had Audacity for a couple years now, but I never really used it a whole lot. Played around some, but I never got very good at it, and I never really understood what anything did. No, Batman! I have a MIDI controller here, and I've connected it to Ableton before, but I've never learned how to customize all the pads or the keys or anything. Just very basic knowledge. I'm a total beginner at all this. YouTube is gonna be the way to go. YouTube can teach you anything. It's amazing. Alright, so it's been a few days. I've changed my shirt, I've had caffeine, and I also installed this XLR mic into my laptop. Before I was just using that little lav mic. I've had this for a bit and I finally set it up. So I did some looking and I think I figured out how to get this microphone to record on Ableton. So let's do that. So I'm gonna go over here, open up Ableton, as you do. This is so exciting. Alright, now I'm gonna go to session view. So now here where it says audio, oh look, it's already picking up. Okay, so if I go to external in, configure. Alright, it's already, wow, okay. I looked up videos and everything, but Ableton just connected it by itself. Wow. Okay, cool. So, I'm recording my voice now in Ableton with my XLR microphone for the first time ever. This is amazing. Wow, I did it. I took a very simple thing, overcomplicated the heck out of it, but I still accomplished my goals. At least like the first little bit. I also need to figure out how to plug this guitar into my laptop to record it on Ableton. I have an amplifier and it has a USB port, but this thing's really old and I have never plugged it into a computer before.
Mustang, high speed, amped up, and loud. Here we're going to show you how to tweak your tones and effects and save presets. Don't forget to check out the Fender Fuse software application for PC and Mac included with Mustang. It expands the amp's power enormously as a preset editor, offering easier and deeper editing than what can be done with the amp alone.
Of course it'd be disconnected. That'd be too easy. Okay. That's right, smile through the pain. So Josh continued his quest for knowledge, and he came across something that probably should have been the first thing he ever thought of. Plugging in his amp. So our dear little Josh grabbed a USB cable, plugged it into his amplifier, and then into his computer, and what do you know? It worked. Yeah. Now we're getting somewhere, Josh.
Now we're getting somewhere.
And so he went to Ableton where he attempted to record himself shredding. And man, did he shred. He shredded more than cafeteria lettuce. He went to listen back to the sweet, sweet nectar of shred that he just recorded, only to realize it didn't pick up any of that. No, it was playing back some utter pooey. And he thought to himself, what did I do wrong? I don't know what to do. Someone help me. But then he realized he was on the wrong output and he changed that and that fixed everything.
We did it!
Alright, so I got my guitar here and I'm gonna just do a real basic, like 3 or 4 chord change. And then I'll just add a beat over that and do some mixing and just see what we can come up with. So I'm probably just gonna do something super simple. Doing something like D minor here. Do some arpeggios like this. And probably change it to like a C-shaped F. I don't even know what you call this. It's an F, but it's a C shape. See if I can do it. So I'll mess around with it, see what I can get. Alright, so I recorded that little bit of guitar into Ableton, and we're gonna check it out, see what I did, and we're gonna add a little beat to it. So I threw a little bit of delay onto it. A little compressor. We're gonna throw a little beat on this. Alright, so I got some sounds mapped to this. Just super basic kick and snare. That sounded like crap, but we're gonna fix it. Alright, so it's been a few more days and I finished the recording. This took a lot longer than I thought it would. It's been so long that a new shirt has developed on my body and hair has developed on my face. I haven't left this spot the entire time, I swear. Anyway, so I'm just gonna go through kind of what I did because it was a long process. I had to go in and change a lot, re-record a lot, like a lot of changes. This looks way different than it did a few days ago, but I like it. I think it's pretty good. So I'm gonna go in here, I'm gonna go back to Ableton. All right, so let's start with the little lead guitar that I did with the D minor F C. It's just a simple 4-bar track. I added this reverb to it, give it kind of like a more distant vibe. And then what I did is I found out I can go in here and go into envelopes, mixer, track volume. I pan the volume in so it starts out low, comes high, obviously. Sounds a little different now. Yeah, so there's that. That's the very starting. And come over here. And instead of just doing a whole drum rack as one, I did my kicks, my snare, my hi-hats all separate. So that way I'd have like a little more control over everything. Plus, I did my kicks here. Just kind of a simple, like... pretty simple little beat right there. But what I was able to do, since I separated them all like this, is I was able to go back into here, or I was able to go into my bass that I did. So you hear that kind of wah, 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 wah. That is from a thing called sidechaining. So if I go into here, I go to the compressor sidechain, and I have it set to sidechain off of my kicks. And you can see how now every time there's a kick, it dips down in volume. just kind of letting the kicks stand out a little more. So if I didn't separate my kicks, hi-hats, and snare, I wouldn't have been able to just distinguish just the kicks. It would have just been the whole thing. That would have been a mess. Super simple drum rack, but I like it. It's clean. I wanted the actual guitar part to be the part that shines in this whole thing. But so it starts out super slow. It starts out at about 110 BPM. Then I found this neat little trick where you take a ride cymbal and you reverse it. So this is just a normal ride. And then I reversed it. So it's really gives like an ambient, ominous, just kind of, I don't know. I thought it sounded cool as like a transition. And I wanted to try out like tempo changes. So what I did is I used that to lead into this new beat. It sounds a lot faster. So I used that reverse ride cymbal there to transition into this faster beat. And then instead of just taking the guitar that I'd already played and speeding it up in the tempo, I did it all on MIDI. Because I'm trying to practice everything that I can into this one beat. Obviously, I couldn't get to everything. I'm not an expert. It takes more than like a week to be an expert at this stuff. Who knew? But so I went into here. And I literally just took what I was playing on guitar. I found a MIDI instrument, if that's what it's called, and just put those notes in there of the same thing I was playing on guitar for the melody. So that's literally all that is for the sped up part. And obviously this is going a bit faster. It speeds up to 166 BPM instead of the 110 it was. Nothing too flashy. I'm not a flashy man. Then I'm like, okay, I need to have this thing resolve. You know, this thing's going on long enough. So then I did the same thing here where I had the ride and I reversed the ride and used that as another transition. Then I just brought it right back down here. Still a little bit faster. Here it's about 150 BPM, and then I have it slowing down. And that's the resolution to the whole thing. So, now that I got it all done, I'm like, I could just play this for you guys, but that seems pretty lame. This morning, I grabbed my phone, and I publicly embarrassed myself by recording myself running in a bunch of different positions and then shooting and reshooting a bunch of things that I did this morning, because I usually go out every morning and go for a run, usually about 5:30 in the morning. But this time I'm like, hey, this is going to be like my running track. This is the running track. That's what I'm calling it now. Running track. So that's what this whole thing's going to be. And I hope you guys enjoy it. I tried pretty hard at this. This is a lot more difficult than I was expecting it to be. But so I'm gonna finish this video off with the track and the little running montage that I made. I hope you enjoy it. If you did, consider subscribing, like the video. More stuff like this coming out soon. But yeah, I really enjoyed this. I'm looking forward to being the best mixer alive. Being the best. But yeah, so I hope you enjoy it.